Hey guys, how's it going? Back again here with another video. And today I bring you the Game Music Collection Game Boy Jukebox that just released the other day for Pokemon Day from the Pokemon Center. I had to have this just for the nostalgic purposes of playing Red and Blue from back in the day. Such a cool little thing we got, you know. I was hesitant at first. I thought, before the price release, I thought this thing was going to be way over like $100, $150, that kind of thing. Because, you know, stuff like this is kind of expensive, especially from Pokemon. But when they released it, it was like $69.99. I had to hop on it and get it. And I'm happy I did. Because now these are reselling for like close to $200, if not more, on the secondary market. So, is it worth that? No, I don't think so. I'm sure there'll be replicas of this down the road because it seems like something pretty simple for somebody to kind of make. But again, the nostalgia in me, I had to have this just because I am a Pokemon fan since day one, and this just spoke to my inner nerd. Yes, I am happy to have this be proudly displayed in my collection for many years to come, and this thing is badass. I give it that. So let's take a look around the box. I only play with it for a couple of moments just to see what the quirks and features are. And yeah, so let's take a look. As you can see, you got the little Game Boy right there. It is little. I don't have a physical Game Boy anymore of the first gen. I used to back in the day. I do have something I can compare it to because it's one of one, same size. But I'll get that out once I bust this open. But let's take a look around the packaging here. As you can see, you got the original box artwork of Charizard there, looking freaking amazing. This is so awesome. It's so cool. I love the little hollow foil effect that the Game Boy logo has. Just the original artwork is speaking to my inner child. But yeah, as you can see here, what it comes with. It's got 45 cartridges with different sounds. So each cartridge is going to be a specific melody throughout the game, like from the opening title to the ending to when you meet Professor Oak, going through some routes. We'll try to go through some of them. I won't play them all because then I'm probably going to get copywritten from the Nintendo Ninjas. So we'll play not the full track, but some of the tracks just to, you know, we don't get destroyed because they will destroy me. Here's the other side. We have Blastoise again. Nice hollow foil logo there. But yeah, man, I'm just so happy that we got the original artwork, and this looks really great. So whether you're a fan of red or blue, you can display it whichever way you want. Looking at the top, we just have a little schematic of the Game Boy in different languages telling you what it is. On the bottom, besides Snorlax sleeping his life away. That's a cool little Easter egg at the bottom there. But yeah, pretty cool. So let's get this guy open real quick. Yeah, so getting this guy open, it's not too bad. It just has tape all the way around. And I thought I'd share the little experience here. This is like the second time I'm opening it up. We have Gengar up there. We have Cubone crying up in the top corner here. So sad. And then we have more box art here. Let's move this off to the side so this doesn't fall over. We're going to drag out these cartons here. Set them off to the side, and we'll bring out this other inner box as I knock everything over. And we're going to put this box up to the side for now in a safe spot. Let's put that back there for now, just to keep everything kind of nice and neat here. So, inside the packaging, you get the Game Boy, you get the cartridges, and you get a little box there. Pretty cool all the way around. I do like everything here. Let's take a look at the Game Boy first, since it's right here and it's the main attraction. As I knock everything over. Alright, checking. Oop, as I'm not gonna knock it over. I'm checking the Game Boy out. It is tiny, but really cool. It is a nice little scale replica of the OG Game Boy from back in the day. Nothing moves. The buttons are static. They're painted on. Yeah, nothing really goes on it, but the attention to detail is awesome. You got the contrast roller there. You got the headphone jack down here, little power socket there, the volume rocker here, the link cable, little tab there, but nothing opens, nothing moves up and down. You got the back side. The only thing that's kind of nostalgic is the battery tray. It's still the same, but you got some LR44s in there. So slightly different, but pretty cool. You slide the game cartridges in there so you can change the tones. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Let me get this compared to the one thing I was talking about. Alright, and here I have is the Lego Game Boy that I built over Christmas that my sister got for me. But as you can see here, it is nice and chunky. The buttons do kind of work. This is, for all intents, of a 1:1 scale to the original Game Boy. It works so nicely. I love the little holofoil effect there, kind of like the when you turn it on the first time, you get that logo. But yeah, this was just pretty much a 1:1 scale, so it gives you kind of a comparison there. Pretty cool. But yeah, this really doesn't do too much just by itself until you put a cartridge in there. It does power on. It makes that noise, this noise that triggers some good memories. Hell yeah. So let's take a look at some of the cartridges, and then we'll open that box. So in here you have the 42 cartridges. And as you can see, they are mini cartridges of red and blue, which this is so awesome. Just simple, just having these is bringing back, again, more memories than anything I've had recently. This thing is so cool. And on the back side of them, it tells you which scene they're taking them from. So this is inside Silphco, and it's basically choosing your starter here. Pretty cool. And yeah, each of these little ones have different sounds, different sound effects, music for the routes, and we'll go through them and see how they sound. I've only played like one or two of them. So let's get this box open and check out what's inside here before I knock more things over. So give me 1 second, let me open this box. Alrighty, so inside this box is another little clamshell. We'll move this out of the way. Well, let's check the packaging first, since I have it here. So, as you can see, it's just going to have the box arts. Pokemon Center in the top corner. More box arts there. Just shows off some more of the cartridges there. Nice Game Boy color logo, and a nice deep blue. Some more artwork there, and that's about it. No Pokemon hiding on the inside flaps. So let's get this out of the way. And then with the clamshell, we have something more akin to the original Game Boy games. We have the instruction manual that looks just like the one that would have came with Red, Blue, Pokemon Yellow. Again, more nostalgic vibes, as you can see here. This back one is just legal jargon, basically don't eat it and just keep it for reference. Don't swallow. Definitely do not swallow. But yeah, this here tells you what all the sounds are, what locations they are. That way, if you have a hard time remembering, because now we're getting old, us old timers that grew up with this, our memory is not the best. So this kind of helps us with our bad memory. So yeah, let's unfold this out so you can check out what's on here. So kind of a tight squeeze. Move the Game Boys out of the way. As you can see here, 1 through 9 on top there gives you what the locations are, what music's going to be playing. So you got the title screen song, the Pallet Town theme for number 2, Professor Oak, and so on and so forth. You got Brock's Gym. You got the Pokemon Mansion. You got an evolution sound, the final victory road, the final battle, the Hall of Fame, and then the ending. As you can see here, some more text telling you what batteries to use, how to kind of Open up the back. But yeah, and more classic Ken Sugimori artwork. You got the Psyduck there, Eevee, Jigglypuff. You got Fat Chunkachu, and you got Rattata. But yeah, pretty cool. Has, again, a lot of nostalgia here. I like the Fat Raichu there. That one's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, this is pretty good throwback to my childhood and a lot of our childhoods. So we are going to kind of go in order-ish, possibly, with the sound effects here. So let me get this tape off. And let's check what sounds this guy makes. So we're going to go with number 1, which is going to be the title screen. Again, it's just going to be the first one here, so that one matches that. And then to have a look inside the cartridge, see if my light can go on this a little bit better. As you can see, it's got like a little system here. Kind of tells it what song to play. Kind of akin to some of the Power Ranger Sentai toys that have different combos there for the buttons to push down on. And then on inside, you kind of can see there's little pins inside there that make contact with those. So it tells it what song to play that's on this cartridge. Which I don't think there's anything on here, to be honest. I think it's just telling it, hey, play this song because this is the cartridge for that. So easy enough. If you ever had a Game Boy in your life, just put it on the back side and click it in. And that's satisfying. And then there we have the title screen for Pokemon Red version. And then, yeah, let's turn this guy on. Oh, that just enters your soul. I know I'm being a little nerdy, but just that hearing the 8-bit sounds just from back in the day, you know, staying late up at night trying to catch a certain Pokemon, trying to evolve Charmander into Charizard. You know, just close your eyes and you can think back to the good old days. So let's switch up cartridges. Let's try to get the Pallet Town one. Let's see if we can find it in here. They're not in any order. They're all kind of mixed up in here. Let's see. I think the OCD in me is going to switch them up once we get through all of them here, just because I kind of want them to be in order so I can play them in order. All right, give me 1 second. Let me find the second one. All right, I found the second cartridge here. Let's pop them in. So, Pallet Town, Shades of Yore. If you're a true Pokemon fan, you will know what's next. If you know what's next, put it in the comments below. All right, let's turn this guy on. So I got chills down my spine. So nice. Such a nostalgic tune. Again, they didn't have to do this. Nintendo kind of gave us something we were not expecting at all. Just happy they were able to do it for us and give us something to kind of reminisce from the past. Yeah, I love this. This is the best thing ever made so far. I know it's a little pricey, but I thought it was going to be more expensive, to be honest with you. All right, here is the next one. Just going to be Professor Oak. It's when you meet him, because you're going into the tall grass, and he tells you should not go in the tall grass alone. So pop that in, and so good. I love that. Again, I'm probably doing this more and more, but yeah, bringing back so many memories of games past. Just playing Pokemon throughout the years. I love it. All right, so next one is going to be Professor Oak's Laboratories when you're picking your first starter. This one's going to be the first blue cartridge. And I love it. I've had all these games growing up, and I don't know where my mom had put them, so I don't know if she still has them or they're somewhere long lost, but I do have the fond memories of playing this. So let's see the music for picking your starter. Again, it's more or less the same tune as Professor's Oak, I want to say, but easy way to find out. Just switch the cartridge out. Oh, kind of a little different. A little more joyful. I do like that. And again, there's the pin for that. So far, no repeats. I don't know if there are going to be. It's going to be tough not to have a repeat. So next one, we're going to have the rival appearance on the SSN. So let me see if I can find that one. All right, I found it here. He is on the SSN when you fight Gary to get the cut TM, HM, so you can get to the next town. So let's hear the music for that. Pretty iconic. Love it. That is awesome. Again, another blue cartridge. Next one's going to be number 6. It's going to be the Road to Viridian City. Let me go ahead and grab that little cartridge. All right, it's going to be a blue cartridge here. Route 1, Pallet Town. There's the little... zoom in. There's the little pegs. Click that in, and... very iconic. Very, very iconic scene. Oh, so many good memories. All right, next one's going to be a battle with a wild Pokemon, and it being Pikachu. A great scene. Fun fact, I don't know if you guys have been playing Leaf Green and Fire Red. They just released it for Pokemon Day onto the Switch eShop. $20, can't beat that. I just caught a Pikachu in the Viridian Forest, so nice little... segue there. So let's check out the noise here it makes with the Pikachu. Oh, that's iconic. That's cool. Now, if it would have made some attacking noises, that would have been epic. So yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, so let's check out basically the next scene. It's victory. You beat Pikachu. Pikachu has fainted with your Rattata. So let's check that one out. That one's going to be a red cart. They're the little dongles, whatever you want to call them. Let's see what this one sounds like. So nice. All right. Next scene up, we are going to go to Pewter City. So let me find that cartridge. All right. Here we have Pewter City, a stone gray blink. See what this does. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Not a bad little theme. And I don't think this is a different one. Yeah, so this one is not a repeat either. So I'll put those there. I'm checking out the little connector bits and see if there's any difference between sounds on the carts. Which I don't think I see right now. But anyways, the next one's going to be number 10. It's going to be the Pokemon Center. Alright, so if anybody, or if y'all guys have played Pokemon in any sense of the term, you know, playing the game, watching the anime, whatever, you should know what this one is going to sound like. You should hear it in your head right now without me even playing the song. Ready? You know, okay, my bad. I thought I was going to play the Pokemon Center, like when you were reviving your Pokemon. So, joke's on me on that one. I guess they didn't do it for that one for whatever reason. You think they would have put it in that. Oh, well. Well, I was wrong on that one. My bad, guys. Again, I'm discovering this as I go with y'all, so, yeah. Maybe it's the next one, number 11, because that one is going to be Pokemon Healed. So maybe that one has the sound that I was trying to mention before on this cart here. So let's hope this one doesn't let me down. I hope not. All right. There we go. That's much better. And it doesn't go on a loop, so it just stays on that one tone. So just do it again. Awesome. That's all I wanted to hear. There's that little notch for that sound. All right, next one's going to be Viridian Forest. So let me find that one there. It's got the tree. I have them all to the side next to me here. So here it is. It's a blue cart. All right, let's see what this one sounds like. Nice. Iconic. Going into a dark area or a forest. Always hated going into the Viridian Forest, getting attacked by Weedles and then getting poisoned. And then having to run to the Pokemon Center thousands of times just to heal myself. Just because I was trying to catch, either find that Pikachu or just trying to just get some XP. Because, you know, they didn't have any nannies back then. No XP shares. Nothing like we have today in the Pokemon games. We've become spoiled. So the next one's going to be number 13 in the guide. Let me see where that guy is at. He is right here. Here's that. You finally got your bike at this point. There's a little pin system. Let's see what this makes. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, put that one. Next one's going to be a trainer appears, the girl version. So there's going to be a guy version. So number 14 is the girl version. Let me find her. Should be right around here somewhere. Let's see. All right, here it is here. The scene is from when you're on Nugget Bridge and you're fighting a little Team Rocket guys. And you beat the last guy and he gives you a nugget and they want you to join Team Rocket. And you say yes. Always say yes for Team Rocket. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I think it was the other day I beat those guys on the Nugget Bridge just trying to get some EXP and level up some Pokemon. All right, so the next one is going to be Battle Trainer Combat. So let us find him. I think that's Youngster Joey. If I can find Youngster Joey. Here he is right here. Nope, that's not him. That's going to be a different one. Here is Youngster Joey here. He wants to fight. So let's see what he wants to fight. Awesome. Very, very awesome. And then the next scene is you bring out your Rattata to fight his Rattata, and you guys have a big Rattata battle. And here is that card here. And you won. Just like that, you won. That's cool. And then you get your 15 XP. And you move on to the next one. Next one's going to be number 17, Caves of Mount Moon. Tons of cool Pokemon in there you can find. You can find Clefairy, some Zubats, Geodudes. Pretty cool. Team Rocket's in there hiding away. You can get some fossils while you're in there too. Here is the cart. I do love having the old school artwork on there. Yes, that's pretty cool. I love that. I need to get this for a ringtone. Alright, so next one we're going to be looking at is going to be Road to Cerulean City, and then you're leaving Mount Moon. So let me find that cart. Here it is right here. It's going to be a blue one. Pretty iconic. Alright, next one's going to be Cerulean City theme. Going into Misty's area. Trying to fight her with her... What does she have in red and blue? What is it, Starmie? Pretty cool. Alright, let's see where her card is that. Here it is. Here's Cerulean City, a mysterious blank. So let's see what Cerulean City sounds like. Pretty much like a song we've heard before. A little happy theme song. Alright, next one's going to be the Pokemon Gym. When you're fighting, I want to say Misty. Let's see here. Actually, no. This one is when you're fighting Brock, so I don't know why they didn't have this earlier, but if they're going in chronological order, this wouldn't have happened yet. Or this would have happened already, because you're entering Cerulean, but you love Pewter. Anyways, let's see what the gym music sounds like. Pretty tame for back in the day. Now we got some epic EDM, dubstep, gym battle music going on now. But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, let's check out the road to Bill's home. He was the one that invented the Pokédex in the Kanto region. Here is that there. Let's see what he sounds like. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's move on to the next one. It's going to be another infamous song that you may or may not fall asleep to. It is, if it's the plays that one, I'm not too sure anymore. It's going to be Jigglypuff who you meet at the Pokemon Center for the first time. All right, do not fall asleep. Oh man, the 8-bit Jigglypuff theme song. That is awesome. Alright, so the next one's going to be the Vermilion City theme. Yeah, let me find that one. Here we have the Vermilion City theme. There is the peg. Let's see what this one sounds like. Not bad, not bad. As I drop something. Alright, it's good. It's nice and durable. So the next one's going to be the SS Anne. Here we go right here. We have the SS Anne. Not bad. Some great memories on the SS Anne. Died a couple of times on her. Blacked out, went to the Pokemon Center just because I didn't have enough heals and some potions. Alright, next one's going to be the Road to Lavender Town. Let's see. It's going to be this one right here with that old man. Just a nice travel song. I hated when they spotted you and you're low on health. And they just die because, yeah, you have no Pokemon that are able to battle anymore. Alright, next one's going to be the Pokeflute. When you're finding the Snorlax. Here is the Pokeflute. So, if you have any Snorlax near you, proceed with caution because it may wake them up. Adorable. I love it. I still wish they would make a pretty much one-to-one scale of the Poke Flute. I know they may have had them in Japan, but I don't think they ever made one state-wise because we don't get anything really cool here much. All right, so number 26, it's going to be, nope, number 27. The trainer appears, the boy version. So this is going to be the guy version of it. Click. Not bad. I believe that's the route you go down to face Lieutenant Surge. Alright, so the next one is going to be number 28. Battle Gym Leader song. So you're going to be facing Brock in that one. Let's see, where is Brock at? I just had him. Here he is. Dun, 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 dun. So good. All right, next one, which this one doesn't make any sense to me just looking at the photo. So you defeated Brock with the Pidgey, but kind of hard to do unless you knocked his Pokemon really low on health and use like a quick attack, because I'm pretty sure his Geodude and Onix would destroy that Pidgey, especially being level 8. I want to say his Pokemon were like level 10 or 12. Anyways. Cool. Not bad. Next one's going to be the cycling sound effect when you first get your bike and you're just having a good old time on your new bike that you got with the voucher. And here it is right here. It decides to check it out. Not bad. Iconic. I do like that. Next one is going to get into the little spooky section. It's going to be Lavender Town theme song. If you know what Lavender Town is, oh yeah, you're in for a sad time there. A lot of creepypasta videos have been made with this theme song. It is pretty chilling sometimes. Okay, I can only take so much of that one. We're going to go to the Pokemon Tower next. Basically, where Pokemon go and lay to rest. And then the whole Cubone little story plays out. Poor Cubone. Okay, that's enough sadness for that one. Now we're going to be entering Celadon City. Here's the red card for that. Back to some more cheerful music. And speaking of cheerful, we are going to the game corner. Basically, you're gambling. It's Team Rocket's one of their hideouts, and the way they make money, they basically capture rare, hard to find Pokemon, and basically paywall them. You got to pay 1,000, 1,500 Poké Dollars to get a Dratini or a Porygon, or get like a Flamethrower TM, and Thunderbolt, I think, is on it. Earthquake. But yeah, let's hear that. Okay. Next one here is going to be the Team Rocket's hideout, the bad guy version. Pretty cool. Next one we're going to have is going to be Rocket's hideout. Ooh, that one. Nostalgic right there. Love it. And the music still plays if you take the card out. Let's see if it does it if you put the card right in as it's on. This one's going to be Silphco. Oh, no, you can't. So it doesn't let you put it in because once you turn the light on, it has a little blocker there. So yeah, this is got to be put in first and then lock it in because then it locks the cartridge in. Nice and spooky. And also you get a Lampress in Silphco. They just give you a free Lampress. Next one's going to be a nice nostalgic theme as you're surfing around, going to Cinnabar Island and the islands in between. Very calming. Love it, love it. I do love it. Now, speaking of Cinnabar Island, we just arrived there to face Blaine and resurrect some fossil Pokemon. And if you hack the game back in the day, you can find Missingo there. And Ditto. I forgot you can find Ditto in the Pokemon, that burnt mansion that's there. The Pokemon Mansion. You can find Ditto and a bunch of other kind of rare Pokemon and learn some story about Mewtwo and Mew. Apparently they're from South America. Back then they were. Pretty cool. And then the next one's going to be the sound where Pokemon evolve. Been waiting for this one. I actually did it. Huh, that's so cool. I remember grinding for hours trying to get one Pokemon to evolve. Hearing that sound effect, man, just brought those memories back. Here is you fighting Lance to become the Pokemon champion, not knowing that Gary's, he beat him already, so you got to fight him next. Dun, 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 dun. I love that beat. Okay. I don't want to get stricken. Next one's going to be, speaking of Gary, there he is there. He is the final trainer you need to beat the Elite Four and become champion of Kanto. And then you destroy Gary because he's a prick and sucks in every feasible way. You enter the Hall of Fame with your Raichu. Level 61. And then I do believe this song has been used in every game after beating the Pokemon League in some sort of way. It's changed tones, been slowed down, but still iconic. Freaking 30 years later, I can't believe Pokemon is 30 years old now. Makes me feel ancient. Again, I was day one. I was 5 when they came out. So, very iconic for me. I love the series. Been loving it since day one. Can't wait to see where it goes. Hopefully, we can find some Pokemon cards at stores now. Hopefully, sooner. And then the end title here. And then the final cartridge. Yeah, that's awesome. Just a blast of nostalgia from the past. Love all these cartridges. I love this little hip clip, if you guys remember that from back in the day. Just cool little nostalgic bit that we got from Nintendo. Love the feels that I get from these. I don't know don't know if it's worth it for 69 bucks. I mean, to me it is, just because the nostalgia factor. If you're just coming into having been a fan of Pokemon, and not growing up with these, I don't think it's a must-have. But if you did grow up with them, it's definitely a must-have. Just to have a little piece of the past, just having a little Game Boy, and then having little miniature cartridges of red and blue. Like, this is fucking sick. Sorry for speaking French there, but these are awesome. I do love this, and I kind of hope they do it again for Pokemon. Maybe Crystal, do second gen and have like a Game Boy Color like this, and you can have the jukebox of that. That'd be kind of sick to do, and do like for every generation. Be pretty cool. But yeah. And yeah, that is my video review of the Pokemon Game Boy Jukebox and all its 42 cartridges that bring back nostalgic sounds and memories from back in the day. Definitely, if you're able to pick this up for retail, if they do re-release it, because I believe it's sold out at this point. And it took a while for it to get sold out too. I know I went in the Pokemon Center, bought it, no issues, no problems, and then it was still up for like 3 hours later. So it didn't move too quick. But it did sell out that first day, so I don't know if they plan on re-releasing it, putting it back up on the Pokemon Center. I think if you live near a Pokemon Center or something close to it, you're able to pick it up, because I know you're able to get them in New York. I've seen people buying them there. But yeah, definitely, if you're day one guy like I am, or very nostalgic of the good old days, definitely pick it up just for display purposes. I mean, you can't beat just having these little mini cartridges of the game, the mini Game Boy. And also pick up the Game Boy from Lego. It goes really well. I wish they would did a Pokemon cartridge they could put in there. Maybe someone down the road made like a knockoff of it, and that way you can have one. But yeah, overall pretty cool. Great start to the Pokemon. Wow, I sound like my dad. Great start to the Pokemon 30th anniversary. Here's to 30 more, and hopefully this is a good one. And yeah, I know this video probably won't get too many views, just because I'm small. I don't really care for views. It's not what drives me. Just like showing you guys my collections of random stuff that I have: Pokemon, Transformers, Power Rangers, that kind of stuff. Four-eyed Grimace, he's right here. So I do like collecting. And then as of the recording right now, tickets went live for the Field Museum in Chicago. I live near Chicago, for the Pokemon Fossil experience. Was able to pick up 2 tickets for me and my niece for her birthday. So we will be seeing that in June, and have a great time and check out some of the fossil Pokemon. If anybody lives near me and is going, that's awesome. I hope you guys have a good time at that point. And I will too. Alright, so please check out my other videos. Please like and subscribe. Helps a bunch. Trying to maybe shoot for 500 before the end of the year. I know it's March as of right now, so maybe I'll get to 500. Maybe I won't. Whatever, I just do it for the fun of it. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great night. Stay safe and take care. We'll see you soon. See ya.